Hey, so welcome to the Pilot Podcast. This is episode 2 with Sliced, my friend Dash here, also known as
Hello.
Alec. I'm excited to do
Hello.
this right after the day after. It is August 12th, 2020. Let's start it off. Come say hi to everyone.
Hello. How you guys doing? How you doing, Nolan?
Good, good. I'm excited to go to Res tonight. It's
Oh,
gonna
you
be,
going to res, dude?
yeah, I'm going to
I wish I
Res.
was going.
I'm
Wish I was
excited.
going.
With
It's
AC
gonna be noisier
Slater.
tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. I know how it goes. Tell us a little bit about yourself and whatnot.
Um, well, I've been DJing for about almost 10 years now. I originally started with like house and everything because of my cousin who is a DJ in Toronto. Now he plays like top 40 and all that stuff, does weddings. He goes under um Armo Kid. Sick guy. He taught me really realistically everything I know from beat matching, song selection, just creating a whole vibe with music. And it just built that love for me. So that's kind of where I fell in love with EDM. But prior to that, I just listened to all kind of music. Um, and then I would say about after I graduated high school, I went to now I'm based out. I live in Newmarket. I should have started with that.
Yeah,
I
is that where you were
yeah
born and raised?
no born and raised born in. Funny enough, found this out recently. My mom told me I was actually born in Markham,
Wow.
but right in like one of the in the hospital there when the whole time I thought I was born in North York. um but I grew up in North York, like right, you know where Fairview Mall is?
Yeah.
Yep, so right across Fairview Mall. So grew up there my whole life, came up to Newmarket for high school,
Nice.
and then went back down to college, down in Toronto. So I moved back down to moved in with my dad again.
Nice.
So, um, yeah, was in college for Seneca for personal training. Did not like it, but this whole time I was just doing music still.
Yeah.
Kept, and then I fell in love with hip hop,
Right.
just because of the people around me, my environment and everything. So I started writing, started making little beats on my phone. I downloaded Logic on my laptop, so I was making beats on
That's what I
Logic.
started with too.
So that's
Yeah.
where I kind of started with producing and getting the feel of how to create something out of nothing.
Right. And that's like the hardest step. Like I even still struggle with that. Like
Oh,
I
dude,
was
same.
struggling with that yesterday with the drop with like a call and return, and it just
Hmm.
like I finally got it yesterday and I was like, "Oh, so
Nice.
nice."
Yeah. And it's just like I just remember I think I was very involved and very excuse me, very interested in the whole personal training aspect. I was even a personal trainer licensed and everything.
Wow. That's
Um
serious.
I didn't even I did it, kept my license for 1 year, didn't even bother renewing it because I just didn't like it. But I realized that like this whole time that I'm in class, I have my headphones in, I'm listening to beats and I'm writing lyrics on my laptop. And I'm just like, I'm wasting my money here at Seneca. So I just dropped out after my one of my teachers failed me and it basically sent me back a full year.
Wow.
So I had to wait a
Holy.
whole year till that semester comes back around again to take that semester. So I said, screw that, I'm done. My mom said, nope, you have to do college, you have to graduate. I said, okay, well, like I'm still very deeply in love with music. Um, I'm just gonna go find something with music. And I came across these two schools, Metalworks and Trevis,
Yep.
both for
Yep.
audio engineering. I decided to go with Trevis, just because it was more of a private school
Right.
and what they promised was amazing. So I went, met amazing people
Great
and
connections with
great
people the
connections
same
on,
level as you and whatnot too.
and teachers there were not just teachers, there are actually people in the industry who've been doing it for so many years. Like I've met one of the only I think five mastering engineers in Canada,
Wow.
and he was one
That's
of my
that's actually
teachers.
huge.
And like he taught us how to master with like on an SSL board.
That's old school. That's like where it's all about, man.
Yeah, and like those big boards that you see at
Yep.
the
Yep.
studios with like those crazy knobs and everything. we learned how to
faders. Yeah,
use those.
that's sick. That's incredible, actually.
So
All
we
analog.
yeah, all analog and um no, also some digital, but mainly. Oh, did my camera cut out?
Yeah, just cut.
I don't know what happened
Yeah, I don't know what happened either.
there. There you go.
Hey, you're back.
Oh,
Oh,
why do you do this? So sorry.
all good. No worries. Hey. Oh, oh.
I might have to switch over to this side. That USB port might be a little fucked.
Do you want me to pause the recording?
Yeah. And then like you can edit.
All right, we're back. Sorry about the little
Sorry about
technical,
that.
you know, little
uh,
stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, we're back now, and
Where was I? Okay, yeah. So I was at Trevor's. We were talking with big SSL boards and
right,
whatnot.
right,
We learned how to solder and everything,
which is
and I
huge, which is sick.
super sick. So we learned how to make our own TRS cables. So basically, we would take one of these guys, take this guy off from here. There would be a couple prongs on the bottom of here, and each prong will resemble each of these rings.
Your positives to positives and negatives, negatives. Yeah,
Exactly. So we will take these. We'll take these copper wires and solder them onto here, and then we will have to check to see if they work.
that's awesome. That's
And
cool that
that
you
was
learn like
literally one
some
of our
trade stuff.
assignments to see how fast, how clean we can make the soldering. So like it was
Yeah,
very, very hands-on. It was super sick. We learned how to produce. We learned how to like
mix and
they
master
gave us
too.
they gave us audio like wavelengths of like sound effects, and you
Yep.
can use different sound effects from different banks and everything, and they gave you like a scene from a movie
Yeah, and you gotta score
with
it.
no audio, and you just gotta score it the
That's
whole.
so sick.
And dude, it was so fun, and you're doing this all on Pro Tools. So I learned Pro
Oh,
Tools,
that's
Cubase, and Ableton.
That's important. I'll ask you the question now. What's your favorite movie score or movie soundtrack? Like a great example, like for me, the Matrix movie soundtrack, like the track list they had was killer because they're all OG songs. But when it comes to like a sound score, I'm really like a Hans Zimmer kind of guy. Like I love to feel something. So like anything like Christopher Nolan kind of does is really cool too.
um I like really realistically anything that comes out of the Harry Potter.
Yeah, you know what? The whoever did that invented like an
Uh,
aesthetic, and the two producers that did cool fact that did
mhm.
Stranger Things, they actually hired those guys to invent the synths from scratch, and those guys actually did it from like straight up from like raw analog and like doing it with
We learned how
plug
to
in plug it
Foley
out.
as well. So like every time I hear now it ruined movies for me, dude. It
Oh,
ruined movies
I
for me.
know once I learned it.
Like once I learned how to Foley, literally ruined movies because I used to watch
Coconut shells for
horses,
horses.
dude. Literally horses. I used to sit there and watch them like, dude, I can't believe they actually recorded the audio and everything. Like, da. How did they make it so clean? And I'm literally there in class doing it myself. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
with a giant screen in front of you, watching it while
Yep,
you're yeah.
yep. I'm just like, wow. This is how they did it. Okay, cool.
I watched a cool YouTube video. I think it was I totally forget the movie. It was about the aliens that they can't see and they have really good ears. Oh, I forget.
Please send me that. Link me that.
Yeah, I totally forget what the name of it is. But they did really, really good for inventing the sound of the alien.
Mhm.
Um, I
I saw how
totally
they did that for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Crazy.
It was really
Crazy.
big. It was really big how they did that. Like even back in the day.
That's another movie score that like anything from like that first original Jurassic Park is
Yeah.
crazy. Um, but yeah, I had like hip hop all around me, and I've I just started. I created a whole alias around it, going under R dash. I actually released some music under R dash. I didn't make any of the uh instrumentals or anything like that. I just wrote the lyrics for it, and then I just kind of realized what the industry was like and how cutthroat it was.
Yeah.
So I just
By the way, the movie was called A Quiet Place.
why have I heard that name?
Yeah, it's with John and his wife. They went hard in the paint. I do believe some of the guys that worked on that actually do the sound stuff for Mortal Kombat too. So yeah, Mortal Kombat guys are really
One of
into
my
it.
favorite games. Please
Yeah,
send me that now.
I
Well,
will.
not like right now, but like now that you
The
said Mortal Kombat, I need to.
their ears, the way they pulsate and open, like we can't hear ours and we can't hear an animal's ears, but what they used was wet celery and they were turning it. I'll send you the video of it, and it's how they like go like. It's so sick.
Dude,
It's like once you
it's
hear
just the
it,
creativity.
it's
That's
the
the thing.
creativity for sure.
That you can literally make the craziest sounds out of the weirdest things.
I know.
Like
I
you told
know.
me, an alien can talk, but it actually is a wet celery. Like what?
Oh no, it's hearing. It's how it
Oh, it's the
hears.
hearing. Oh, dude,
Yeah, yeah. It
what?
doesn't have really good vision because of in light, so it's better at night. And the way it's almost like a larynx or like a throat in a way, and like the way it like pulses and opens is the way the ear works, but it's celery like turning and like yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
really cool.
That's
It's
cool.
like a clicking sound. They like yeah, they messed with it, but it was like super cool.
Super sick.
Um, we'll move on to another question. So you've been making music for years.
Yep.
What was your first show or favorite shows you started off? Like, how did you get into the scene? Like, I know from the point of end of September 2020, that's where like we met in the
Hmm.
flesh, because like we did this series called Lockdown or something like
Yep.
that in the beginning of COVID, and then I saw your name, we followed each other, but then we actually met at a friend's retreat that was on an island that was sick, and it was 4 days of straight dubstep, and then ended
That
with
was
Subsidia
wild.
live streams. It was yeah, it was like me, you, Phil,
Tyler,
Tyler, like
and then
there
that
was
whole
so many,
squad.
that whole squad, and
Yeah.
then there was only like four of us DJs, which was sick because like we
We
teaching
just
other people
bounced.
how to chop, and they're just like
Yeah.
loving
It
it.
was actually one of the sick things. But like I wasn't even in that scene for like a really long time because like I was in that hip hop, and as soon as I left, I will give the biggest shout out and the biggest thank you to my brother Don J Tag.
Oh, J Tag, let's
I
go.
give him so much praise. My buddy Noah, which is AKA G,
Yeah, Noah's a homie
bro,
too.
him and J Tag are like best friends, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yo, my buddy goes to the same school as you." Like, I'm like, dude, I've been here for like a whole 2 semesters, and I don't know who this kid is. Lo and behold,
Uh,
the next semester, this kid is sitting in the front row with a disciple shirt on. I'm like, that's 100% him. Such a
ah,
I'm like, you're Noah's friend. He goes, you're Noah's friend. And dude, since then, me and Don have been brothers.
the craziest thing
Um,
is when JTech showed up to a show and was like, "I know who you are," and I was
yep,
like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "My aunt's Diana's boss from the when she worked at
dude,
the Children's
right?
Place," and I was like,
Like
"Yo," I was like, "What?"
such a small world.
I know,
And
and then you and Diana and her sister all grew up like with the same kind of pack. Like I know, I think you're a year younger than me, but like in the same pack of high school people because they grew up in Newmarket, right?
exactly that. And it's like it's
Yeah.
just so funny and so ironic. And he just brought me back into the EDM scene, dubstep scene, and I was just so thankful for that because I fell back in love with it. He
Oh
showed
yeah.
me a bunch of new music. We were literally, I remember sitting in the back of the class, and he would just show me what he's made in like 15 minutes in front of me,
Uh,
and I'm just like, dude, it's just crazy. I'm tweaking in the back seat, and yeah, since then, like he just made me fall right back in love into EDM. And after college, I graduated as an audio engineer, and I just took, uh, I created the alias Sliced, and it just took off from there.
what was the
Made
first show
made
you
that
went to?
that
Dubs
hijinks, by the way.
Hijinks.
Yeah.
It was Hijinks was your first dubstep show?
No, no, no. My first dubstep show was Skrillex 2014 Mothership tour, 2 days in a row.
How
Ah,
did you go to that? I wasn't even old enough. Like, bro, I that's like the one show I
dude.
wish I could go to, or like something
I
at
used my
government.
buddy's fake ID to get in.
Dude, I was
It
like,
was
I
the
literally was in like
craziest
grade 11
two
at that
days of my
time.
life. I was in the front row both days. And I remember I left with a bruise for a week with a bar because everyone kept pushing from the back. And I was just like against the bar. No fucks given.
We want
Head
to see
banging.
the ship. We want to see the ship.
Dude, the shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skrillex was my first EDM show, and I was like, this is what I need to do.
Where do you take inspirations from? Because like something like that, I feel like it would inspire you and like totally blossom. Like I talked about it when I did
100%.
my first one, but what inspires like your sound or like your aesthetics, like kind of like the direction you're leaning towards. Like for me,
In the beginning,
yeah,
um, I would have said Skrillex. He got me into like the whole DJing thing.
that's our
But
generation.
how I kind of found myself like where I belong is this subgenre called rhythm.
Oh
I
yes, we know.
I loved mixing dubstep and everything, and then I was like, okay, my next turn I heard what other dubstep can I listen to that's more chill, a
Yeah,
little more bouncy, and just I can create a vibe with. And then I
right.
discovered rhythm and like how long it's been around. And it's like, dude, I was so blind to it that I even knew some rhythm songs back in the day, didn't even know it was rhythm. I just
Exactly.
it like it is dubstep, don't get me wrong. It's
Oh, it
just a
is.
subgenre. It
Yeah,
just evolved into something different.
yeah.
And it was just so different that I'm like, yeah, I like this. And you can make two songs, chop them into make it one, and it's just making a whole vibe out of it. It's just like, yeah, this is definitely where I belong. Started mixing that kind of stuff. I've made one or two edits with like just corresponding with like that OG rhythm sound,
Oh yeah.
and then you can just see how rhythm has progressed as well. Like it's gone from like such an old school,
Like deep
like
underground
deep
wonky subby
exactly that, like just a wonky
to like a
sound.
new dubstep kind of like tear out how it's kind of like evolving. So like that brings me to my next question. Revolution or evolution? Where do
Mm,
you see like we are now? Are we in a massive revolt where like something like where dubstep doesn't just get invented, it comes up and then rhythm comes up and takes over, or like drum and bass has been lingering now for a bit, and like now it's like getting like another
it's
boom, and everything has these hypes. So do you believe we're in the next evolution of like a subgenre that's gonna come up, or do you believe we're in a revolution where like the next hybrid kind of thing? Because like when I came in, it was like mid tempo, and mid
yeah.
tempo just like took everything that was like coming out and was like we can do it in those weird 75 to like 110 area, and we can make you dance, drum and bass, head bang, cut in half, hard style, sigh, glitch, like weird like fills and
Honestly,
stuff, and it just hybrid out of that and pursued. And there's a lot of people on the forefront of that,
what
but
what I'm noticing is um definitely a revolution of 140 dubstep, like
yeah,
that 70 BPM 140, just like that. Kind of think of Truth, Tipper,
like that
Charles the
underground,
First.
like that shit you got to hear on like a 30 hertz system and you feel it, not listen
It's
to it, kind of
exactly
stuff.
that. It's more of an emotional sounding, like, but it's dark. Like it's 140 dubstep. It's
Yeah,
dubstep. But it's like it's
it's
a
OG.
certain it's OG dubstep.
Yeah,
It's just such a different sound.
like Scream and that type of stuff, Banga, like Corgi, like that type of sound.
Yeah, and like there's a record label I just got introduced to. Shout out to my homie Eris. Shout out to homie Ace for like and damn, I'm forgetting Cal, my homie
Yeah,
Cal. I
yeah.
just met Cal recently, and he was playing this a bunch of beautiful music. It was like, yo, well, like I need to find this sound, and he introduced me to a record label, White Peach Records, dude. I highly recommend you look into this, man. All these artists on there, they're on the come up, and I see it, and like and it's gonna be a crazy time when it comes. because it's gonna be another like you know how the impact that Charles the First gave,
Yeah, yeah, I
how
know.
much emotion he brought to the decks and played through the speakers and made people feel something.
Yeah, yeah. It took
Dude,
like a
it's gonna
headbanging
come back
crowd into like a feel like a vibe. Like it
into a
created its
vibe.
own
It
thing.
created a whole emotion, and that's kind of like that's what it's gonna come back, and it's gonna come back with more than just one artist. It's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be big, but another evolution. But I do think we're also in an evolution of dubstep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think
this
color
new
rhythm.
mechanical, I call it like mechanical, like when we were sitting there together and I was like look at it, I was talking to Diana when like that first Subsidia live stream came out and everyone was
Yeah,
like whoa, like built a world and everything. I was like it's like I guess it's like tarot and rhythm in a way, but I believe it has like a really big mechanical sound. It's
yeah. I
like it
also think color rhythm and like
color base, yeah.
color bass is like coming, and like I'm just getting into that now, and
Oh, you sleeper, sleeper,
I
sleeper.
know, dude. It's just because
I've been on it for a
I
while,
was so
but
into the
yeah.
dark shit, dude. I was just
Yo, we. That's
but
how we vibe,
now,
yo.
dude, I'm like I've now that I found where I belong,
Yeah,
I want to expand,
yeah. It's crazy. Like
and
it's
I
like these
found
little
such
small
beautiful music,
niche
man.
guys that I find that I love because they're making super like heavy like mechanical stuff, and then they'll make like a color based track that's like ridiculous. Like
And
Ace
like
Aura was
I
the one that woke me
Phil,
up to
it
that. Yeah.
shows me so much color base, and like, and I appreciate him so much for that, because dude, like he showed me such great songs, and then I'll find great songs. I'm like, oh, I know Phil would love this, and I'll show him, and I just
Phil,
his reaction
yeah.
alone for those color based songs, I'm like, okay, I know I found a good one. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna play it whenever. Like it's just like now I know, like
Just think
I've
about
tuned
it.
my ears to, I've opened my mind, dude. I'm not
That comes with time and
trapped.
age. Honestly, I feel the same way. Like me and Dinah will listen to like we went to a house night a few nights ago, and I was just like UK bass line. I'm like it
I've
is
always loved
rhythm at
house.
128. Yeah,
I've
I love
always loved
house
that house
too.
shit. But what I used to despise, and I will admit this, I used to despise drum and bass. Despise it with everything in my life.
Yeah,
Now, dude, I
you
love it with
love it.
all my heart. I love it.
I'm
And
just getting into Liquid big time. I love that like empty
oh,
atmosphere and
dude,
like
Liquid is beautiful. I'll
is
send you some
awesome.
good Liquid songs,
Well,
dude.
you gotta show me. You gotta
I'll
show
send you
me.
some good Liquid tunes. I,
What was the sorry to cut you off there,
no
but
worries.
what was like the first CD or like track you remember hearing or like first track you ever ripped? So we'll start off this way. What was the first CD you ever got, like childhood memory wise? What was the first songs you remember hearing, EDM and non EDM, and what was the first song you ever downloaded?
What was the first question?
What was your first CD you ever got?
What is my first CD I ever got? I think it was Little Wayne Carter 2.
Respectable,
I think
respectable.
so.
A milli.
Dude, that album was insane.
I remember when I was younger, there was two versions of that song. There was the Obama for President one and the LimeWire like Obama one that like was floating through the internet. I was like, yo, someone like did this song and made an Obama version. I just figured out that Lil Wayne just did the same song and just did it. Like I was like, this is the
Interest,
coolest thing ever.
interest. I want send me that if you can ever find that again. Send me that
It
because
was literally probably the song that broke the home computer, bro. Just like there's like key signs and stuff in it. I'm like, Mom, look, I can read it, and like it's like the Matrix, and she'd be like, No, okay, well, and I'd be like, I'm a hacker, I can
I'm
read
a
this track.
hacker.
I can read this track, and it's literally just like equal signs, plus signs, minus, da
That's
da da in
so
between each
funny.
letter. Yeah, yeah. First song you remember hearing as a kid,
Um,
or like dubstep song or electronic song. Like
for
mine was One More Time because that came out right when I was born
oh
and big, and that
wow.
was like my first elect. I remember literally I asked my mom. She told me I was 2 or 3 years old
Oh
when I talked to her about this, and I remember the green van she had everything exactly when we were pulling onto like this highway where I used to live. And like what we did before and stuff, she's like, I don't know how you remember that, and like it's just like glued to me. Like that was the first time I heard
yeah.
it.
And it's it's crazy because I literally like pictured my scenarios like, wow, I can't believe I remember picture perfect. I remember I was sitting in the back seat. My cousin was sitting in the passenger. My uncle was driving, and I can't remember where we were going. We were just driving on a street in Toronto,
Yeah.
and he turns around, looks at me, goes, "You know Skrillex?" I was like, "Skrillex?" He goes, "You don't know Skrillex?" I was like, "No." He goes, "Plays Bangarang." And I'm sitting in the back seat and I'm like, what the fuck am I hearing? And I
Yeah, you
think
would have been in
about
like what, grade 9 at that time? Because I turned 25 in September, and I remember hearing it in like grade 10 or grade 9.
yes, I think it was like just as soon as I was getting into grade nine because I
Yeah.
saw Skrillex in the end of grade nine.
Okay.
I think it was either I he dropped that 2013 or 2014 that that album. Can't remember what it's from, but
Um, I totally forget.
let me look it.
I'll have to look it up.
Literally looking it up right now. But yeah, like that was like Bangarang was definitely the first song I remember hearing, and it was definitely a nostalgia for me to it made me fall in love with dubstep.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally feels that. I was the exact same way, honestly. When I first heard it, I literally downloaded that whole album. I think it was like the first one I bought off iTunes, or like the only tracks I bought off iTunes. And like, yeah, I just
It was
remember
2011.
2011.
So I
Yeah, I was
was
just going into high school, so you were being grade 8.
grade seven. I was in grade seven. That was so I knew about Skrillex for 2 years, and then
Yeah,
I went to go see him.
I was in grade 9. It was my first semester. I was like a month or two in. I think it was like November, December. And someone showed me Rock and Roll Will Take You to the Mountain. And I saw that video and I was like, I've had two moments like that in my life. And like, I wanted to talk about that on the first episode. Sorry to hack yours, but
No, worries.
the second time ever, it was life changing for me. I was like 17 or 18. Um, Rez was like, this was 6 or 7 years ago, and like Rez just started to make a little bit of noise and just got out of Toronto and whatnot.
Mhm.
And my buddy and his girlfriend at the time, they showed me Edge, and I literally sat there and I was like, repeat, and I literally sat there and was like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, and then like I literally went, downloaded it on my phone, and listened to it on repeat for like the next week. And I was like, does she have more music? And they're like, yeah, obviously. And I just started to find all of her music. I was like, oh my God.
Edge was the first song that I found too by
Yeah.
Rez. And then like everyone's like, "Oh yo, Res Stomp." I was like, "Res Stomp," and then boom, 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 boom. I was like, "Dude, I do that. That's a Res Stomp. Sick. Everyone does this too. Sick."
Yeah, it's dope.
I
Do you want to talk a bit about, like, do you think where you grew up with your life and family, and like what your parents listened to that influenced you that wise too for music, if we're sticking in nostalgia lane? Like, what you grow up listening to?
radio
From
music,
Yeah, same.
radio music, and I hated it. I never really enjoyed the radio because I'm like, yo, if you're gonna play a song, I don't want commercials,
Yeah.
and I don't want people just talking when I'm trying to hear a song. And if I want to hear a song, I want to pick my songs.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Um,
so they
what's
really haven't listened to any. But my mom would always play Michael Bublé, so like that kind of like jazzy sound, I will
yeah.
always love.
What's your favorite local show you've ever been to? Like, this is not a favorite situation. It could be
Ooh.
like memory too. For me, like one of my favorites was like this Midnight Tea and Figure, and TerraVision was my first dubstep show I ever saw. So my first experience ever seeing dubstep a headliner ever in my life, other than at a music festival, which at festival side's different than
Mm-hmm.
TerraVision. Um, that was my awakening. It was like, well, straight to the rated X, literally giving a warning on the mic, like, hey, if you guys have epilepsy, we do not recommend this. Like,
Yeah.
this is intense shit. If you're not about horror, like, I would go home and like literally watching him just like hit his little pad he had on the side, triggering all his like his visuals and shit, and like people are just getting sawed in half and like heads opening and like all this crazy stuff.
I think I'm gonna give you two. For drum and bass, NDC,
Yeah.
hands down.
Oh, when I got to meet Andy C, oh my gosh, it was so cool, dude.
Same.
He
I
was
have
so
my
sick.
kendama, literally my wall of kendamas.
Uh,
That one right over there is signed by like all artists, and I on the side, NDC, Tom Piper. I was like, yes, sir.
yeah, it was cool actually. Rusco, he introduced me to Andy C because everything he learned from was Andy C because they grew up together.
Roscoe introduced me to drum and bass, man. He made me fall in love.
Yeah, I saw him in
Um,
2018 when he first started playing shows again
yep.
at that the go kart track when they did like whatever that Halloween thing was there.
hmm
Yeah,
And then I would say for dubstep, one of the most memorable ones I would say is one of the Midnight Tea ones that he came to Club 77
yeah, I was there.
only because this guy goes, I'm gonna do something different. And he goes, starts playing the Underworld EP. And they were
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
remember the whole crowd going from headbanging to no one is moving because they're like, yo, what the fuck am I hearing right now? No more visuals. It was just lights, darkness, and like just sub bass. And then at the end of Midnight Tea set, I think um it was a local that closed for him. I think it was Grimm's or something like that.
Yeah,
I could be completely wrong, and if I am, I apologize. Um, Dude, I just remember we were doing a bunch of everyone. We got everyone rowing in the crowd. Like we sat on the ground, just started rowing, and then I started a dog pile. So I was at the bottom, and like literally, the whole fucking venue is on top of me.
that's nuts.
Yeah, dude.
The only time I've ever seen that place go crazy was the first dubstep show I went to Borgore there, and they opened up the section in between, and it was just all full. Or videos of the sudden death show where I'm just like,
That I was at
they
that sudden death show.
they packed that out, and then he's like, oh, here's my friend Fizzo, and like everyone, all you're just is like, ah, ah, and like they did back to
Shout
back or
out
something like that, and it was
Faizo.
wild.
I met Faizo.
Yeah,
Faizo's sick.
he's from Orangeville actually.
He's a sick guy.
Um,
Uh,
where do you see your career, yourself, the scene, music? Well, we talked about it a bit, music in general, but where do you see yourself either evolving with it, with music, or um, going in the
um,
future, like 5 or 10 years?
I definitely am starting to expand my what I play. So I'm starting to curate specific genre sets, which is going to be exciting. It's going to be just I want to just showcase that I can not just play dubstep and rhythm, just play realistically anything I can,
Yeah.
and just create a vibe with it. Where I see myself playing in the next, or where I see myself in the next 5, 10 years. I hopefully eventually want to get on the lineup, not even on main stage, man. Just get on the lineup for at least Lost Lands,
Yeah, I
maybe even
agree.
Forest. I would love. Um,
Play like your first international headliner. Like I want to do that too.
yeah, like not even like headliner, man. Like I just want to play my first proper international show
Yeah,
within
like that's what I mean.
like
Like with an
the next
international headliner, like with a big
within
guy,
yeah, like within the next like
year, two.
2 or 3 years. Like
Yeah, I feel that.
even like I set my goal last year for this year to
Yeah,
play in the States and to play in Canada. And so far Canada
you're killing it,
happened
dude.
and
You played it was sweaty, but when you played at oh, I forget, Adelaide Hall, that you made those walls stick, bro. Like it
oh
was
yeah, base therapy.
yeah, that was a
That was
wild
my best
show.
set to date,
I loved it.
honestly.
I loved it.
That
You
was
goofed with everything. It was
yeah,
sick.
thank you.
No
It
problem.
was it was it was a really fun set, and I just want to be known as that guy who is unexpected.
Our screen recording time's about to end, but I will start the call again in 2 seconds.
I'll do that for you so you know.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Zoom just was a little funky there. All right, let's go back into it. So, what is your hobbies? Do you got pets? What do you do for financial stability in this crazy world and life and family and whatnot?
Hobbies, mixing, man, mixing,
Yep, I said that
DJing.
too yesterday. Yeah,
Um, I have a little dog. His name is Bean.
the beaner.
This is the little guy right here.
Yeah, it's the boy.
My little
He's
shit
not a bean
disturber.
anymore.
He is quite a bean.
He's a dog.
He's a dog. Um, and my day job is I work at Ashley Home Store, sell furniture for a living.
Attaboy.
Um, it's a grind because
I know it.
slow months are hard,
Yeah.
but it's I'm excited for back to school season because kids are going to be moving into dorms and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So it's going to be busy again. So I'm excited for the winter.
Nice. Since you went to school and whatnot, you got a favorite type of mic or favorite piece of gear you got? I know
Yeah, hold on, let me go take off my
all
headphones
good. I
really
know we
quick. I
got
actually have a microphone that I have. I'll show you my gear. Yeah.
yeah, let's see this.
Okay. Jesus. It's a heavy box, not gonna lie to
I
you.
love it. It's in like a hard case and
Right.
everything. It's so sick.
I'll show off sorry, it's a bit dusty. I haven't used this in a bit.
Yeah, I got one of
Um,
those.
my Kai Mini,
Best.
absolutely a killer
It's literally the
mini
best
keyboard.
MIDI straight up. I
It's
recommend you can
so
beat pad,
tiny.
you can
You
turn
can
you
use
got
your
two octaves.
knobs. You
Yeah.
have your fader, and then you have your little knob
Yeah.
here that it's like it's the wheels.
Yeah, it's your pitch wheel, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I got my little interface here, my Focusrite.
Yep. That's where it's at. I got like
Uh,
an M Audio 4 channel.
toss that guy over there, and then the big boy. Oh my god. Yeah, here's the big boy. It's my AKG. I believe it's the Perception 220.
Wow.
Look at that beast.
Wow. Now, kids, this is only for professionals and young Jedis and Yoda masters.
It designed in Austria. Sick.
Yeah. For people who are
Uh,
just listening, it's cool. It's blue, it's tiny, it looks like a
it's
magical
heavy.
bullet. It's heavy,
It's
shiny.
fucking heavy. So you have your flat response,
Yeah,
your flat band, and then you have like a low pass filter there, so you're
yeah,
on and off.
that's sick.
Um, you're able to also you have a 0 dB, and then you can deduct it by a 20 dB there.
Wow, so
So
it gives you
if
some
you're
head. Yeah.
exactly that, so you don't get any looking noise gate or anything like that. And it came with this really dope shock mount. So shock mounts are really nice due to the fact that if you just have the microphone on a mic stand with your pop filter, if you accidentally touch the mic stand, you're gonna hear it in the microphone.
Yeah, yeah.
Shock mounts literally just defeat that purpose. Your microphone's floating in the air.
Yep,
You're good.
you're good. Since we're talking about like other things outside of music, you have this clothing company, I do believe it's called Apollo.
Yes.
Whoa, what's that all about?
I'll show you one of the samples actually. Now, as I explain it.
Hopefully we see some CP in one day.
Okay, I got the long sleeve. The long sleeve is nicer.
Nice.
Not gonna lie, the long sleeve is nicer. I have the t-shirt here too, but the long sleeve is
Man,
nicer.
with clothing companies, I feel like either you have it right off the bat or it's a good year or two until you get in it. Like I just figured out merch.
It's, dude, I'm still trying to figure it out, and it's hard. I have a couple people
Honestly,
helping me. Shout out Rachel. Shout out Phil. Shout out Keegan. Shout out Christian. My
honestly, the
team.
best way is to buy your shirts straight from a distributor and then get them somewhere it's printed.
I'm doing drop ship, which is funny, which
That's
is cool.
awesome. That's
So people
awesome.
will order. As soon as they order, it gets printed and sent right to the
That's
guest, to the
sick.
customer. So company is called Apollo. It's basically just about expressing yourself through the love of music and art. It's crafted for creators, for creators. This is the little front design there. Rachel designed everything.
That's so cool. I love
Super
it.
sick.
I love it.
I drew the design, like the logo and everything,
Yeah,
and then she just made it come to life, man.
I love it. It looks
On this,
great.
thank you. On the sleeve, it's written in Greek, and it means crafted by art.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's
Super
beautiful. I
sick,
love it. I love the font too. Oh,
right? Um, I have my own personal tags.
ooh, sheesh, sheesh.
The back is pretty sick. You have a stone harp design, so this is going to be a staple in the company.
Nice.
So you're always going to be able to purchase this shirt. Um, and every shirt that Apollo makes is going to have a little tag at the bottom.
Ooh,
It's going to say Apollo here, and
ooh.
then you have that slogan right there,
This is beautiful.
created by creators for creators, and it has
That
my website at the bottom.
that's amazing,
And yeah,
dude.
just there to express yourself through art and like just be different. I'm also going to be doing collections, so you're going to have staples
Mm.
in the like these are going to be staples in the website. So you're always going to be
Yeah.
able to purchase. But you're also going to have collections, so
Are you gonna
limited
work with
amount.
artists
No,
or
no, no. You're just going to have a limited amount
yeah, like by
of
season?
exactly that. So
Yeah.
you're going to have a drop. It's going to have maybe t-shirt, hat, sweater, pants, and shorts. If it's once it sells out, it sells out. You're never going to get it again. Never going to be printed again. It's going to be one of those kind of stuff. So it's limited
Yeah.
items, limited quantities. That's going to be kind of the whole thing behind it. And then I'm going to have like an artist section. So if any of the homies want to make merch, they make it under Apollo. This is my slice merch right here.
Ooh.
The front, this is the back.
Yeah, I remember when I first met you, you were
This is
wearing that.
the original. I'm remaking these.
Nice.
These are also going to be staples. So
That's
anything
sick.
artist related, like if any local artists want to make merch, you can hit me up. We can talk and everything. And that's why I want to be able to help other people get their stuff out. And like that's kind of the whole purpose of it. So I want people to express themselves.
That's awesome. Moving on to the next thing. Here's part of the show where I got a little bit of a game because we're coming near the end of it.
Ooh.
I said a kill, marry, fuck. Everyone loves this. I kept this for so long. Who would you want to back to back with? Who would you collab with? And who would you steal a song from?
Dude.
I know when the call before you like dropped your mouth. I always love to surprise people with this one. So do you want to like to be legendary so you never have to pay bills for the rest of your life
God.
again and own like the most iconic song that's like
Uh,
crazy Michael Jackson making money stuff? Or do you want to have like just the dopest track ever, like something legendary?
I'm
Like,
gonna keep everything related to EDM. Just
yeah,
'cause.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
I totally understand.
collab with. Honestly, I want to collab with Sub. The way
Yeah.
his brain works, especially like right
To
now.
clarify this, Subtronics, right?
Yeah, Subtronics.
Yes, yes, yeah, 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 yeah.
Just the way his brain is working right now and his sound design and everything, I would love to collab with him.
Absolutely. I feel the exact same. He's at like this pinnacle right now. So I totally he's
He's
fucking with John
creating
Summit and shit. Loving it.
the craziest things. It's just bizarre, and it's like, okay, I just want to learn how to just tap into your mind. That's literally it. That's the main reason why I want to collab with him. Can I give two answers? I want to collab with Dirt Monkey Man. I want to make some crazy funky stuff.
Yeah, maybe some drum and
Um,
bass.
right? This, who I want to back with? Honestly, that's a toughie.
OG or
Um,
fave. Ooh.
I I think I would either want to back to back with Shivers
Oof.
or Apocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be Shivers would be an interesting one to see.
Shivers or
With you,
Apocalypse.
that'd be heavy. Like the first time for everyone, first time I met Dash, he was the first person to ever have four channels up all the time. the track would only get queued through play, and you would just keep. You would only play with the faders for chop, and it was constantly 4 songs playing. Like you just have to know your shit. And like I've seen Shivers do that, and like a few people, and like that'd be cool to see you because I know it'd be like the dirtiest
It would
rhythm.
just
Just
be
like
so fun.
everything's a
It'd be
quadruple.
so fun.
You guys would be like I say, like octopus chopping with 8 arms.
Yeah, I told people, dude, one of my life goals is I want to be able to have 6 CDJs and then like a mixer that some way somehow has 6 faders,
Nah,
or
two
even like
mixers, 4 faders.
nah, you know what? 2 mixers,
8 CDJs.
dude. Imagine like a full 360, like four seat, like a whole setup back there, a whole setup here, and we're just bouncing back. That would be a crazy
Running
idea.
around in circles.
That would be a crazy idea.
Or would you figure a chair out so you could just sit and like turn?
Like think of a drummer. Like you know how drummers
Yeah,
have those
no, I'm a drummer. I totally get that. That'd
But
be
like it's
sick.
literally like, okay, yo, I'm gonna bring in this song here. Okay, go boom, boom. Just that'll be so fun to do.
Yeah. So
Interesting concept.
who's the one you want to steal a song from then?
Oh,
What song do you want to claim as yours? Now, do you want your bills paid for the rest of your life, or do you just want to have that legendary OG track? Or do you want that just your favorite track? You just want to own your favorite track. I don't blame you on that one, but having your bills paid for the rest of your life because you own like Happy Birthday or some shiz. So you think about it smartly or think about it right now? It's a good one, right? It's a good one.
so for money wise, I'll do the Macarena.
Yeah, dude, like something
Because
copyright.
fun fact,
Like that's
my teacher is the one who helped make that song. I know.
that's wild.
He's like,
Hey,
yeah, don't ever
Macarena.
play it in my class. I was literally in the middle typing it and played it. It was the funniest fucking thing.
My God,
Turn it off.
probably hates it.
Look, watch. If you know that saying. What's it called? But yeah, Macarena was something I would own just to make money off. But
Yeah.
in EDM, I think it would either have to be
I know. Stumble.
actually I know.
No, it's good. It's good. I want to
I know
stump people.
exactly what song.
It's good to take a break and think about
I
some
would
stuff.
own Mystical Powers by Spaz.
Oh yep.
If
There's an
I
edit
cannot
remix
be
of that
claimed
everyone
as a rhythm
plays.
DJ if I don't own that fucking song. Yo, shout out Spaz for that legendary
Or do you
legend.
want to own Yasso?
Like, no, dude, now you're bringing like Pass Out into no.
Pass out too. That
my
edit remix, edit or flip or whatever someone has. It's like a remix, edit, flip that someone plays and everyone has it. It's the dirtiest thing ever.
No, I think it has to be Mystical Powers.
Yeah, for
Nah, dude, will you pass out?
This isn't Survivor. It's not like you gotta make a choice.
Of course, I have to make a choice.
Yeah.
I own one song.
I know.
Actually, you know what? My heart wants this. Yeah, I know, Mystical Powers. It's just a legendary song, man. That
For
song is
sure.
too legendary. Pass Out is everyone, everyone remixed it. Everyone plays in every single set. But Pass Out is just one of those songs you cannot get.
Yeah.
You
So
cannot get that song. And Spaz is nowhere to be found. But then all of a sudden, Summoning Fest. Spaz is on the goddamn lineup.
all right. So since we're coming near the end, I'm gonna make this quick. Shows you're going to or up and you're coming to or events or festivals you're going to this year up and coming, or and what shows and festivals are you playing up and coming?
Speaking of Summoning Fest, I will be attending Summoning Fest.
Let's go.
Thinking I have my Wakan ticket, but honestly, might sell it.
Yeah.
If anyone wants a Wakan ticket, hit me up, please. Just like seriously.
Yeah, I'm going to Lost Lands. That's after everything that's happened in Ontario last year. I'm going to Lost Lands. So first time in
Nice.
3 years since I've owned the ticket. First time in like 6 years that I've wanted to go.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then I think that's about it for this year. I'm just kind of doing summoning, and if I end up going to Wakan, I go to Wakan. Um,
What you
but
playing? Where you going?
I am playing a show August 20th, matter of fact, with a headliner Ratrix with my homie Phil under Filthy. We're doing a back-to-back. Paper Skies is on the lineup.
Yeah,
Salamander's on the lineup. Respawn's on the
big
lineup. Just a
homies.
bunch of homies, just local talented artists.
It's the
And
whole
I'm
reason
just
why I'm
super,
doing
super
this.
excited about it. And like now Ratrix on the lineup too. Like
Yeah,
I'm just like I've been waiting to see him play. So be on the same lineup as him. Like I'm just very excited. And me and Phil see we got something
the
like we
boys.
got something like nice coming,
I'm
man.
so
We got
excited. I
something.
love when you guys mix together.
Well,
Honestly, it's
he
like
was
it's one
over
of my
yesterday.
favorites.
We
Yeah,
were working on our set yesterday, and we're like we kind of got the base of it, and yeah, it's fucked.
I'm mad excited.
It's fucked. I'm excited.
Um, ooh, that's my timer. Um, but where can everyone plug you? Where can we find you? Where's your socials at?
Definitely you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I believe they're all under the same name, sliced underscore dubs, SLYCD underscore dubs with an S. And I believe my SoundCloud is that as well. I believe so. Yeah. That's basically I try to keep the same name for everything. It makes it a lot easier for everyone to find.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Oh, and go follow 416apollo.co on Instagram.
That's for the clothing.
That's the clothing company. Make sure you go
All
follow
right.
that.
So everyone, thanks for listening.
Thank you for
Dash
having me,
Slice.
man. This was like super fun.
First number one. I'm glad I did it with a friend too.
Dude,
It's
please
awesome.
have me back.
I
And
will. I will.
let's
I
make this
will.
time longer because I enjoyed talking to you and
I know.
catch up.
If I wasn't so time crunched because of things I gotta do today, I
Life gets to you,
would.
man.
I know. Everyone can give a like and a follow at the Pilot Podcast on
Yes,
Instagram or
sir.
Pilot Podcast in general. You can just look it up. I'm at Conscious Pilot. This is Sliced. You've just listened to the Pilot Podcast,
Yes,
and everyone
sir.
enjoy.
Bye.